mind, so let's get to it. To start the live, let me just tell y'all real quick who I am and what I do for a living. I'm Abby. For those of you who are new, what I do for a living is sell on Amazon. I am a private label seller and I use FBA, which stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. So all that means is that I have my products made in bulk overseas. All of my products are made in China, and then my products are sent here to the US and sold through Amazon. So when you're shopping on Amazon and you're looking for a new air fryer or a new bath sponge or a new, I don't know, whatever random thing you have in your house, whatever's in your cart right now, you are buying a lot of those products from third-party sellers. So I'm a third-party seller on Amazon. I have my products made and I sell it on their platform. And then FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. So that means that Amazon does the deliveries for me as the seller. So I never have to touch the products, which is amazing because I just don't have time for it or energy for it. So my goal after I realized that Amazon was actually a legitimate way of making money was to turn it into a passive stream of income. So in the beginning stages, I knew that it was going to take some time to like get it up and running. But what I really wanted ultimately was a way that I could make money and not have it take away from my life. And I wanted a lifestyle that would allow me to travel, a lifestyle that would allow me to just spend my time doing what I want. And I'll be honest, at that time, I really didn't know what that would look like for me. I just knew that I didn't want to clock in every day. I knew that I didn't want to work for someone else. I knew I didn't want to be micromanaged. I knew I didn't want to have anxiety every day going to my corporate job. So if I'm being completely honest, it was a combination of wanting a certain life and having a certain vision for what my life would look like, my ideal life would look like, in combination with hating where I was at. So for some people, you know, they're motivated by hating where they're at and using that, like, that, what's the word I'm looking for? When you're over it, that frustration with where they're at, that's what motivates them. For other people, it's more so looking into the future and visualizing and seeing what life could be like. That's what motivates them. So everyone is different. Mine, I think, was a combination of both. But either way, I found out about Amazon FBA. And initially, my like first baby goal, or the first thing I could really imagine at the time, was making a couple $100 extra. I was like, if I can make $500 extra, if I can make $1,000 extra a month, that will change my life significantly. Because we're talking about working in a job where I was making, I don't know, about $1,600 each check. And so I'm thinking $1,000, I mean, that's like a whole extra check, you know, that's the way that I was imagining it. So to be where I'm at now, to have hit multiple seven figures with my Amazon business, is just crazy how far things have come and how much it has grown to get to this point. So I feel very blessed. And anything that I say in this live or as I talk about my business and kind of the milestones that I've hit is not to try to brag. It's literally to tell you guys what is possible, show you what is possible. Because for me, growing up with very little and not having family that was in entrepreneurship, family that, you know, was financially literate or really had assets or resources, I didn't have any of that. So imagine going from a childhood essentially where you're living in poverty to now being, again, not to flex, but part of the 1%, where you're able to live comfortably, where you're able to travel and take care of everything without having to, you know, think twice about the price of things. And I say all of this humbly because I know that things are really hard for so many people right now. And I know inflation is just like insane. Trust me, even though I make a lot of money selling on Amazon, I'm not completely out of touch where I can't realize and see what the state of the world is, what the state of just the economy is. So I get it, guys. And I know that sometimes it's easier said than done for me to sit here and tell you guys there is another way. There are more options to make sure that you are financially secure without having to depend on a job that could honestly get rid of you at any moment. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to tell you that the best thing that you can do in this kind of an economy, in this kind of society, I hate to say it like that, it's like sounds dramatic, but realistically, the best way to reinforce yourself is by making sure that you have multiple streams of income. And it's really hard to have multiple streams of income that all require your time. It's not realistic to have 3 jobs. I mean, some people do, and God bless, but the average person's not going to be able to have 3 jobs and still keep their sanity, right? So if you want multiple streams of income, it's so important that you think about ways that you can make money without having to trade your time for that money, instead of thinking about, and no shade at all, because I get it. You got to do what you got to do. Everyone has obligations, bills to pay, kids to feed. I get that. But realistically, you're only going to be able to do certain things for so long because there's only 24 hours in a day. You can't drive Uber 24/7. You can't do Instacart 24/7, right? So it's always going to put a limitation on how much money you can make, unless you can figure out ways that money will be generated without you actually physically doing something in the moment to get the money. You get what I'm saying? So I say all that to say that Amazon is such a great option because people shop on Amazon 24/7. I go to sleep and I wake up and I've already made hundreds of dollars in profit. And I know you guys are probably like, that's insane. And trust me, I thought it was too when I first started and I started to see the potential. I was like, okay, wow, I can wake up and have already made $20. Like, that might not sound like a lot, but to wake up and have made money in your sleep, no matter how small that amount is, it really shows you, like, it opens your eyes and you're like, wait a minute. If I can make $20 in my sleep, what's stopping me from making $100 in my sleep? What's stopping me from making $200 in my sleep? You really start to think like, how can I scale and how can I use this opportunity to my advantage? Because the truth of the matter is, all of us are consumers in some way, and we are being sold to 24/7. We're being sold to on social media. We're being sold to the second you step out of the house, there's advertising, and you can't breathe without spending $100. Like, truly. At least that's the way that I feel. Maybe I'm projecting, but I feel like I can't go outside without spending an arm and a leg. And I'm in a good position to where it doesn't affect me. But I just think about, what it's like for the average person. And then I also think about what it would have been like for my mom growing up. She was a single mom, 3 kids. Her first job when she came to the US was working at Wendy's. My first job was working at McDonald's, which is like ironic. We kind of laugh about that to this day. But the point that I'm trying to make is I imagine what that would have been like for her back then, just trying to make enough to like even feed us or make enough to be able to have us pay for our reduced lunch. My lunch was like 40 cents at school, and sometimes my mom didn't have it. This is obviously not to shade her. She did everything she could to provide, a life for us. But I'm just thinking, like, in today's economy, reduced lunch, well, I don't even know how much that costs, but either way, the resources that the government gives, it's not enough. Like, people are struggling. People are, having a really hard time just like surviving. And so I really feel for anyone who's going through that type of a situation, and the best advice I can give, and I really feel like my goal and my purpose is to show you guys that there are other ways. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. I say this to try to motivate you. I'm not trying to be shady. I promise you guys that's never my intent, but I want you to know that there are a lot of people out here who don't want you guys to know the truth, which is that you don't have to trade your time for money. You don't have to clock in. You don't have to do that. If you enjoy your job, this ain't for you. I'm talking to the people who are like over it, who don't feel like they're getting compensated for the work that they're doing, who don't feel valued at their jobs. Like, you don't have to stand for that. And that's what it took for me to finally make that step and be like, I'm over it. Like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to have somebody control the majority of my waking hours and pay me so little for what I'm contributing to, what I'm bringing to this team. It's trash out here. It really is. And, I think what really helps is to start diving into these opportunities and really like believing it. And I'm saying this because on social media, there's so many different ways of making money, and people talk about, digital marketing, and people are talking about Airbnb and this and that. There's a lot of things, and different things work for different people. But at the same time, you can't have shiny object syndrome. You can't see something and be like, okay, I'm going to do that. And then see the next TikTok pop up and you're like, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Yes, it's important to know what the options are, but so many people spend so much time just thinking about it. Oh, maybe one day I'm going to give it a try. Maybe one day. I remember that random girl on TikTok Live a month ago, and she was talking about Amazon. If you don't actually do anything with the information, you're gonna stay stuck. It takes discomfort, it takes effort, it takes you doing something to make a change. And that really is a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow, because sometimes we get so caught up in this cycle mentally where we're thinking, why do these things keep happening to me? Why is it so hard for me to pay my bills? Why can't I take a vacation? Why can't I provide for my family? Why can't I have this life that I see other people living? Of course, there's a lot of BS on the internet, but there really are some people out here who are, living that life. Me being one of them. Again, not to flex, but I'm telling you what's possible. I promise you guys. I used to watch people and I'd be like, that looks like bullshit. That looks like a scam. That looks like it doesn't work. And I would make these scenarios, I would make these excuses because I wasn't ready or willing to put in the effort to actually give it an honest try. So what I want to say, and I'm going to conclude my little spiel right now because I could just keep talking until the end of time, but what I want to conclude with is, if you are tired of where you're at, if you're tired of your situation, if you're tired of feeling like life is just happening to you, you're not a willing participant, you're just like literally going through the motions, you need to make a change. And you need to not only believe it and think it, but you need to put a plan in action and you need to act on it. If half the people who are in this live right now, how many people are in here? 100 people. If half of you would act on it, I promise you that you're going to be in a much better position, even if you don't start selling on Amazon. I can't sit here and say that everyone in here is going to be a successful Amazon seller. I'm not here to like make things up or glorify anything, because it is going to take some work and some effort. But what I want to say is that you literally give yourself a 0% chance if you don't try. A 0% chance. Even 1% is better than zero. So you have to at least try. You have to at least put in some effort if you want anything to change. Like, this is across the board. I'm talking about business right now, but we can take it to how you feel about your body, how you feel about, your mental health. It's not going to just get better on its own. And I hate to sound negative if that's how it's coming across, but I'm trying to be honest with you guys, and I'm trying to let you know that you need to catalyze the change. You need to do something to get the momentum going. You need to make a change, and you need to be the one to put the action into place. Because especially for those of you who don't have people in your life who are growth minded and who are very much like complacent with where they are, maybe they're not happy, but they're not willing to do anything about it. So think about that. If you're unhappy and you're not willing to do anything about it, you're not that unhappy, truthfully. Because someone who hates where they're at, someone who wants a change, someone who wants a better life is going to do whatever it takes. You're going to make a move. You're going to take action. So either way, life is hard. Either way, you're going to have to work. Either way, time is going to pass. So why not do the thing that maybe is uncomfortable? Maybe you don't know exactly how it's going to go, but you're giving it a try. That's the best thing that you can do for yourself. Give it a try. Who knows what can happen? I feel like that's literally the story of my life. I gave something a try that changed my entire life. Like, oh my God. I feel like I'm like preaching right now, but sometimes I just feel it in my heart, in my spirit. I don't know what it is. God, if this is you trying to have me preach to the people on TikTok live, then okay. But I'm very, very grateful. And I want the same thing for anyone who's willing to work for it. Like, some of y'all are doing hard things in your day-to-day life. Y'all are working, y'all are breaking your backs, and like, I commend you, but at the same time, everyone deserves a break. Everyone deserves a little bit of peace. Everyone deserves a life that they can actually enjoy, a life that you can actually live. And I feel like that's the best thing that I've gained from all of this with Amazon. Like, I can talk about the material items, and I do, because I love, I love my designer. I love my bags, my shoes. I drive a luxury car. I live in a big old house. All of those things are great and important, and I'm so grateful that I have them. But at the same time, I think, honestly, the time freedom and the peace of mind, like the peace of mind is irreplaceable. You literally cannot put a price on knowing that your bills are paid. You can't put a price on knowing that your single mom who worked multiple jobs just to keep a roof over your head, that you're able to retire her. Baby, that feeling, you can't compare it to anything. You really can't. And I think about some of the interactions I've had with my mom, and it always reminds me, and I feel like that's what really keeps me humble above everything else, is like, my mom is a constant reminder of where we started, where I started. And she'll do certain things. I promise, guys, after this, I'm going to shut up and actually talk about Amazon, but let me tell my story, okay? My mom had come to visit me. This was probably for Christmas, or maybe it was for Jax's birthday or something, but she was here and we had ordered food. I told my mom, like, oh, there's this Mediterranean place, you're gonna love it. She loves like very fresh food, like, food that feels home cooked. So I found this amazing kind of like mom and pop Mediterranean place. The food's a bit expensive because, they're a small business and all of that, but I support them and I love the food. So I was like, Mom, you have to try it. So we ordered like a bunch of stuff, and she loved it and she was enjoying it. And I remember her like putting her plate together, and she had like plated half of the meal. And it wasn't like a giant portion, but she plated half of it. And I was like, Mom, what are you doing? And she was just, I'm like, are you not hungry? She's like, no, this is just like, I'm going to save it for tomorrow. And I was like, why? We can just order it again tomorrow. And she was like, oh yeah, you're right. I forget that sometimes. Like, even now, because she spent so many years like in survival mode, that now that by the grace of God, my business has flourished and allowed me to, like take care of us. Even now, it's hard for her sometimes to remember that, we're not living paycheck to paycheck. We're not struggling to eat. We're not struggling to pay bills. And those are the moments that I'm most grateful for this business and just being able to get to this point. It's very, very humbling, and I'm just so grateful. Anyway, to wrap it on up, I want you guys to know that as I'm talking, and even if some of the things I'm saying sounds overwhelming, or even if it feels like, yeah, you did it, you're lucky, or you got in at the right time, or whatever, those are literally just intrusive thoughts. Those are things that are trying to deter you from putting in the effort to get to where you want to be. It's not about comparison. This isn't about me saying, look at all the things that I have and you can have it too. Maybe you don't want what I have. Maybe you don't care about the things that I care about. But I think a universal desire, or something that I personally believe that everyone deserves, is to be able to live life, not have life happen to you, not be in survival mode, not struggling to pay your bills, not constantly worried about where your next meal is going to come from. That's not living. And I think everyone deserves to live. So the government isn't going to tell you how to do it. A lot of wealthy people are not going to tell you how to do it. They don't care whether or not you make it out. there's such a culture and such an attitude when you make it, so to speak, like to even where I am. And I'm not the richest person in the world. I do well, but there are people who make more money than me. And I promise you, when you get to this place and you have, I don't know, peers or people around you that make a lot of money, you really start to see just how cutthroat it can be and how unwilling people are to help others. And I think that is gross, because ultimately, me sitting here telling you guys how to sell on Amazon or how to start a business or how to, make good decisions with your money is not going to take away from me. Like, I'm not losing anything by telling you guys that you can do it too. I lose nothing. It makes me feel good. It makes me grateful that I can even be in a position of like having enough experience or enough wisdom in this business to be able to teach you guys. So I hope that you can see, and I hope that you know that this is coming from a good place. I will not give you information or advice that I wouldn't give my own family, advice that I wouldn't take myself. I really want you guys to be able to do this and do it the right way, not have to struggle as much as I have learning how to do things. Because trust, I make a lot of money now, but I lost a lot of money in the beginning. And that's just the honest to God truth. I feel like it happened the way that it was meant to, so that I could have these lessons to be able to share with you guys. So, oh Lord, this is not how this was supposed to go. I was supposed to be answering questions. I'm supposed to be teaching, and I went on a whole little, I was going to say rampage, not a rampage, but a little tangent. But anyway, if this is your first live, hi, how are you? I'm Abby. I'm 30 years old. I love long walks on the beach. I make a lot of money selling on Amazon. I'm here to teach you how to do it too. Ooh, child. Okay, so let me get to these comments. What questions do you guys have for me? And what topics do you want me to cover? I can talk more about any topic, picking products. I can talk about the manufacturing process, whatever you guys want to know. Let me know. And I've been glancing at the comments. I just haven't been answering because I'm trying to get my point across and my thoughts out, and But thank you guys for anyone who's given me a compliment. I appreciate it so much. You guys, I try to stay humble. I come on TikTok live. Y'all be hyping me up, talking about the hair is laid, girl. I'm like, thank you. I'm a Leo. The last thing I need is for y'all to gas me up further, okay? But thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And to anyone who is new here, welcome. Matter of fact, can y'all tell me if you're new to the live, if you've never seen me before, you're hearing all of this stuff for the first time, will you tell me in the comments, just say hi and tell me where you're from so I can know who all is in here. I just love to kind of have an idea of who's here. And I do see some familiar names, so hi to everyone who's coming back. And hey, Sierra. Yes, Sierra is my moderator. She does an amazing job keeping things nice and clean, keeping things moving, answering questions. So any answers that Sierra gives you are legit. Hi, you guys. Y'all are all over the place. Chicago, Daytona Beach, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Houston. Ooh, I love Houston. I think my husband's in Houston, you guys, but I don't know. We go see. Let's see, New York. I used to live in New York, LA. Okay. Las Vegas. I'm in Las Vegas. Hey, neighbor. Georgia, San Francisco. Okay, so y'all are just all over the place. For anyone who is on the East Coast, you do not have to stick around. I know it's late for you guys. I can't help the time difference, but I appreciate you being here. Nice. Okay. Seattle, Atlanta. I used to live in Atlanta too. Okay, cool. All right, you guys. Well, let me know what questions you have. But in the meantime, let me just tell you real quick how you would get started with selling on Amazon. First things first, you would go to sell.amazon.com. You just go through the application process. They'll ask you your name, your address, basic information about what types of products you're going to be selling, X, Y, and Z. So just go through all of that. And at the end, if you are a sole proprietor, and for those of you who don't know what that is, it just means that you don't have an LLC or any other like formal business entity outside of yourself. That means you're just selling as yourself. You are your business. So excuse me, if that is you, then they're going to ask you for documents to verify your identity. So your ID, they're going to ask you for a utility bill or a bank statement, something just to prove who you are. So provide them with that information and then you'll be approved to go. If you have an LLC that you want to sell under, you would just provide your articles of incorporation, your EIN, and whatever business documents they ask you for. But either way, that's that. And once you give them those documents, you should be good to start selling. Now, once you are approved to sell on Amazon, you guys, this is the most important part in the entire process. If you do this one part right, you're going to make money. If you do this one part wrong, you're not going to make money. You're going to be in the red, honey. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to scare you guys, but I'm just saying, like, it's very important that you do your product research the right way. So product research is the single biggest determining factor between the people who launch and make 40K in their first month. And yes, I've had students who have made 40K in their first month, or the people who make negative $40 in their first month. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's a big difference in the people who are successful and those who aren't. And the biggest factor with that is the product that you pick. Now, there are all different types of products you can sell on Amazon, you guys. You can sell straws, you can sell baby products, you can sell beauty products, you can sell athletic equipment, you can sell arts and crafts, you can sell literally anything that you can literally think of. And a lot of things that you probably don't even know exist can be sold on Amazon and can make a profit on Amazon. Does that mean you should sell anything? Absolutely not. There are good products and there are bad products. And when I say good products, I'm referring to ones that will be profitable. And when I say bad products, I'm referring to products that are, one, not going to be profitable, two, products that are going to be more hassle than they are worth, and products that are not beginner friendly. So when I'm saying beginner friendly products, I'm talking about things that are not going to cause you more stress and things to deal with that you're not going to be prepared for as a beginner. So for example, I advise all beginners to stay away from clothing items. People are like, why can't I sell clothes? But I really want to sell clothes, blah, 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 blah. No, don't do it. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be more work than what it is worth. If you try to sell clothing items on Amazon, you can do it. And I'm not saying you won't make money, but the stress that it's going to bring you is not going to be worth it for an inexperienced seller. Someone who has sold before, by all means, do a clothing item if you feel like it. Couldn't be me, but do what you got to do. But then again, I will just tell you guys that my whole philosophy when it comes to business in general and Amazon FBA is to keep things simple. I'm not the person that's going to say, well, you can do it so many different ways and you can try this and you can try that and blah, blah, blah. No, I like simplicity, and I feel like if something is going to be more stressful down the road, I would just rather avoid it altogether. So that's the way that I am approaching this and the way I'm talking about, the process of selling on Amazon. By the way, for those of you who are joining who can't stick around, I have a YouTube channel. It's called Learn with Abby. Just all separate words, but Learn with Abby, where I have literally dozens of Amazon videos. I talk about product research. I talk about mistakes to avoid. I talk about finding suppliers, negotiating. Like, I talk about a lot of topics over on my YouTube channel. So if you can't stay because you're in a place where it's late and you have work tomorrow or whatever, just go to my YouTube channel so that you can still access the information if you can't stay in this live. And then I do also have a free training linked in my bio for those of you who can't stay either. So I just want to put that out there. But anyway, let me get back on topic. I was talking about picking different products. So the types of products that you want to pick are things that people will buy multiple times. I think that's a really great quality of a good product. Now, this isn't going to be the case for every single product there is, but think about the things that people will purchase. They're going to use it, and then they're going to need to purchase another one in a month or in a couple months or whatever. If you can have repeat customers, those are like built-in sales that you don't really have to work for, especially if you have a good quality product. They're going to just come back and repeat buy from you because they got it and they loved it. So it's easy. And when you're thinking about scale, you just have to think, how can I reach the most amount of customers as possible? Which brings me to my next point. When you're selling on Amazon, it's really, really, really important that you are aware of the metrics. When I say metrics, I mean data, and I mean graphs, and the things that are probably, you might start being like, girl, we gotta look at graphs. Yes, you do. And if you do it this way, you're going to save yourself so much stress and so much money in the long run, because you're going to have a better idea of the potential of a product when you look at analytics versus just picking a product because you like it, or you're like, oh, everybody has a phone case, let me just sell that. No, that is not the way you want to look at this, because just because people buy phone cases doesn't mean it's a good product that's going to be profitable for you. So before I move on, let me answer any questions you guys have. But the next thing that I want to tell you is the criteria for a good. Again, when I say good, I'm talking about a profitable product for a beginner on Amazon. That is my definition of good in this context. So I'm going to give you my little list of things that you want to look out for. You can write it in your notes app on your phone, on a piece of paper if you got it. But you're definitely going to want to know. So I'll give you guys a second to get prepared for that. And let me just go into the comments and see if there are any questions I can answer in the meantime. Hey there, new here. So do you have to go around to different stores to get products to take? Hey, Shantae, no. So what I'm talking about is private label. And with private label, your products are being made in bulk overseas. So your supplier could be located in China, most likely. They're going to be able to make your product in mass. So you're not going from store to store looking for cheap products that you can upcharge. Nobody got time for that. Like, once again, you guys, I hate to call myself like a lazy entrepreneur, but I'm not ever going to overcomplicate things. I'm never going to take the harder route if there's a more simplistic way of doing something. Like, let's keep things simple. Let's figure out the most effective way to do the least amount of work and make the most amount of money. That's my philosophy, child. Obviously, there's going to be work involved in the beginning, but to be where I am now, I mean, and again, not to flex, but I'm just going to say this. My Amazon brands, and I have 2 of them, I have 6 products. I do just about 200K a month in revenue. Revenue is not profit. My profit margins are right around 30%. That's how much I make a month. And I spend about 4 hours a week on my Amazon business. So the amount of work that I had to do in the beginning, negligible. Like literally the work that I put in almost 6 years ago now is literally creating generational wealth for my family and has allowed me to do so many things. And whatever, it is what it is. I think y'all get the point. This is a business where you're going to be doing the work up front and it becomes more passive as time goes on. And so I think that if you're someone who's thinking, how can I build something that's going to have longevity, something that's going to continue to reward me? How can I plant a seed that's going to continue to grow and be fruitful later on? That's why I choose private label, where I'm going to be able to scale, where I'm going to be able to build a brand. And don't forget, a brand is an asset that you can sell. People are willing to pay a lot of money for a brand that has a presence on Amazon. I personally know people who have exited their Amazon businesses for multiple 7 figures. Okay, so you're spending your time well when you're doing this business model, because you are literally creating a brand that you can sell. Not only something that you can sell down the line, but something that you're going to be able to make money doing at the time that you're selling. So for me right now, to be making multiple 7 figures a year with my Amazon business, again, in sales, not profit, because I always want to clarify, I don't want nobody saying, oh, you said you made $1 million. I did in sales. My profits, I mean, look, 30% of $1 million ain't too bad. You feel me? So anyway, just a caveat, because I like to be as transparent as possible in these lives. I never want to make it sound like something it's not or whatever. But either way, the point that I'm trying to make is that you want to create something that is sustainable and something that's going to continue to feed you for years to come. Not just how can I make the most amount of money in the next 3 months. Like, that's cool, but why would you want to put in effort for something that's not going to continue to pay you, you know? Whew, girl. Okay, so let me keep on going. What was it that I was going to tell you guys? What was that? Oh, the criteria for selling on Amazon. Okay, are you guys ready? If you're ready, give me like your favorite emoji in the comments. Because let me get a little break from my throat, honey. I'm gonna start losing my voice because I'm talking so much. Give me like your favorite emoji. Oh, y'all were asking all them questions. Where's the emojis? Okay. Y'all are awake. You guys are awake. Okay, so the criteria for a good product to sell on Amazon. You're going to want something that is high demand. High demand means different things to different people, but I'm telling you guys that the best way to analyze demand, and my definition of demand on Amazon is how many people are looking at this product. Because realistically, if you have a product in mind and no one is searching for the product, is it in demand? No. No matter how much you think people want that product, the numbers are the numbers, the data is the data, and it does not lie. So if you're thinking, okay, I'm going to sell cereal dispensers, which is not a good product, very saturated. But if you're like, I'm going to sell cereal dispensers on Amazon because everyone wants it, and then you go and use a software. And by the way, the software that I use and recommend to all of my students and everyone who watches me on YouTube, you guys know I love Helium 10. Helium 10 is an Amazon software that helps you see all of the data. So if you've ever been curious about how much money people make selling random products on Amazon, get Helium 10 because you can literally see with your own eyes how much money they're making. And that's a toxic trait of mine because I shop on Amazon perpetually. It's actually problematic, but I am nosy because I'm an Amazon seller too. So if I buy a product, I'm like, wow, this is a great product. Let me go and be nosy. Let's see how much money they're making. I'm never not shocked. Like literally these products that I'm buying that are so basic. And because I'm an Amazon seller, I know they're buying this $2 product, or they're buying this product that I paid like $35 for. I know they bought it for $5. And I know I'm overpaying for it, but obviously I want my product. So I'm paying for it and I'm not really thinking too deep into the fact that I'm overpaying for it because that's just business, right? You pay for convenience, you pay to be able to have the things that you need instantly or pretty quickly. So it is what it is, but y'all would be absolutely shook and flabbergasted. I have my laptop here. We can look up products in a little bit if there aren't that many questions. But when I tell you people who are selling bibs for little kids, making $500K in a month, people who are selling vases for flowers, making $100K in a month, people who are selling storage containers, making $300K, like you would be sick to your stomach if you realize just how much money there is to be made on Amazon. But the only way that you're going to be able to get a piece of that is if you are buying or if you're selling products that people are actually looking for. If no one is searching for that product, you absolutely cannot sell it. You can't do it. You have to have enough demand. So let me round it all out here and tell you guys what the metric is. So if you're looking for in-demand products, you need to find products that have a high search volume. So once again, Helium 10, you guys, has lots of different tools. One of the tools that they have is a Google Chrome extension. You can just download it. It's pretty fast. It's going to essentially allow you to see just how many searches there are for a particular keyword on Amazon. So for example, if the product that you're searching for is an air fryer, you can type in air fryer and Helium 10 will tell you there are 90,000 searches for air fryers over the course of 30 days. There are 20,000 searches for air fryers over the course of 30 days, whatever. The point of that is you want to know how many people are searching for it because we know that air fryers are a popular kitchen appliance, but if we search it up on Helium 10 and it says that there's only 1,000 searches for air fryers, are we going to sell it? No. No matter what we think, no matter what our experience tells us, no matter what assumptions we have about the popularity of a product, we go by the data. And once again, you guys, me saying all of this is because I want to teach you to almost like desensitize yourself to becoming attached to product ideas, because you can't become so overly invested in the thought of selling a specific product that you're blinded to the data. The data has to be the number one factor when you're deciding whether or not to move forward with a product. And let me just give y'all a little bit of an example because, we got to keep it fun. We got to keep it spicy. If you are dating someone and the analytics tells you that they are unemployed, that they do not have a car, that they treat their family terribly, that they have 10 baby mamas. The analytics, the data is telling you that this is not a person you should be talking to if you're someone who's serious and looking for a marriage and blah, blah, blah. You guys get what I'm saying. Like, no shade. Well, all the shade. Someone who is clearly not for you because the data is telling you that they are not for you. But you're like, yeah, but I like them and I'm still going to try. Well, maybe if they're with me, I can help them get themselves together. And you're looking for potential. Like, we all know how that's going to end, right? We all know how that's going to end. They're obviously going to play in your face, just like that terrible product that you want to sell. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? So we're going based off of the data. We're going based off of the facts. If people actually want the product, then okay, we can move forward. It doesn't matter how we personally feel about the product, okay? We're not doing that. Detach yourself, okay? We're here to make money. It doesn't matter how much we love the product. If it's not going to make us money, who cares? Who cares? In other words, don't be delusional, okay? Delulu is not the Salulu. You are absolutely correct. We're not being delusional with these products. I'm so sorry. Mayo Abby, please. This example, no car, no insurance, and baby mamas. I had to say something that wasn't material because I'm like, okay, you're just saying things that are like about finances. Let me add a little bit more context to this. What about a lot of sellers on that product? If there are a lot of sellers on that product, then it's most likely not private labeled. So yeah, when you're doing private label, you're making your own listing. So you essentially should be the only seller on your listing if you're doing private label. How do you get your products on the first page of search? You're going to use Amazon PPC or pay-per-click, which is Amazon advertising. What about all the other sellers selling that product too? So another important part about private label is that you differentiate your product. So not only are you selling the same product as someone else, again, if we're using this example of a bib for a baby or for a little kid, sorry, it's kind of gross. He's got mango juice all over it. But if you wanted to sell this product, you wouldn't just sell it as it is. You would want to improve the product by making it better in some way. Now, how can you make a product like this better? I don't know, maybe you make a extra large version so that it really covers their entire body. Maybe you make it out of a different material. I feel like silicone is the best material for this because it's easy to clean. But maybe there's something better. I don't know. Maybe you create a bundle. They get these bibs with some disposable ones for if you're traveling that you can bring with you and not have to pack these. I don't know. There's lots of different ways you can differentiate a product, but the most important thing is that you are doing something to make the product better so that it's easier for you to compete with the other sellers. If you copy the product exactly, people have no reason to buy yours over your competitors. And your competitors are in a better position than you because they already are selling, which means they already have more reviews than you, which is a very important factor for when customers are buying products. They care a lot about the reviews and they're already going to have that advantage of time. So you can't compete with other people and just sell the same exact thing as them. You have to make it better. I've had so much success selling products that are bundled. I feel like that's really my preferred method of differentiation is bundling the product. One thing about it, my product is going to be bundled, baby. You're going to get the regular product and you're going to get an accessory or 2 or 3 or 4. And I'm always able to price my products higher than all of my competitors because I have such great bundles. Not to toot my own horn, but I've got one product. All of my competitors are right around $29.99. Guess how much mine sells for? $34.99. Okay. So the reason I'm able to do that is because mine's bundled and I have something that people have tried to copy me, but they can't touch me. My bundle is too fire. So that being said, it's very important that you make your product better, more compelling? Are you using a better material? Are you improving the design? Is it function better? Do you have a bundle? These are all, different ways of improving the quality of the product, and making it a better offer to potential customers. Once you find the product, how to locate a reliable vendor or private label manufacturer. All of my suppliers have been found on Alibaba.com. I have a video on my YouTube channel, Learn with Abby, where I kind of talk you through Alibaba, what you should look out for, what are some red flags of suppliers that you should avoid at all costs, and things that you should look for. So I would recommend you go to my channel and watch that video. Short answer, though, is Alibaba.com. Good evening. Are chargebacks an issue with selling online? I wouldn't say chargebacks. I feel like that's rare for a customer to charge it back. I think more so returns would be something that any person who sells online would have to deal with, or any business owner who sells online has to deal with. I will say that Amazon is very much customer focused, and so they have a pretty generous return policy, I will say, on Amazon, which obviously is great if you're a customer. As a seller, it can be frustrating, but I will say there are categories that have higher return rates than other categories, or niches with higher return rates than other niches. So for example, electronics get returned at a much higher rate, clothing items returned at a higher rate. There are some that people tend to return less. I will say a lot of like baby items. What other category? It really depends. You can find products that have a lower return rate, but I will say that there are a couple factors that dramatically can improve your return rate, which is one, making sure that the quality of your products is as high as possible, and two, being honest on your product listing. No one likes to be catfished, okay? Don't tell people that they're gonna get a pink bib and then they get a red bib. They're going to be pissed off because you said it was pink and it looked like it was pink, and they got it and it wasn't what they expected. So people definitely tend to return items that do not meet their expectations, or that, don't look like what they thought they were getting. Anyone would be annoyed by that. So that's something that you can do on your end to minimize the chance of that happening, is, making sure that the quality is right, making sure that your listing is accurate, and, people know what they're going to get. I'll say a good example for that as well is sizes of certain items. Like, you want to make the product look as good as possible. So in your product photography, you might be tempted to make a blanket look like it's huge because everyone likes a big blanket, but then someone gets it and it's like, it looks like it's for a baby. Yeah, you might make the sale in the moment, but the chances that they're going to return it is really high because it's not what they were expecting. So, you've got to be realistic, and you have to create an accurate representation of the product that people are going to get. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. What else? Oh, wow. I spent all that time talking about just that one thing. So high demand, low competition. When I say low competition, I mean low average reviews. So I think a lot of people tend to think of competition as how many people am I going up against? In reality, the number of people you're going up against does not matter anywhere near as much as the quality of people that you're going up against. For example, let me think of a better analogy with this one. So it's the Olympics right now. Actually, here, this is a better example, I think. Think about a marathon, and let's say that there are 100 people running in a marathon. Visually, that looks like a lot of competition, right? If everyone in the marathon goes 5 miles per hour, but there's one person that goes 10 miles per hour, is that really competition? Ooh, I ate with that example. Hold on. Let me land. Let me ask you guys, if there is a marathon with 100 people and 99 of those people are able to run at 5 miles an hour, but one person can run at 10 miles an hour, is that high competition? Let me know in the comments. Ooh, I never came up with that example. If Okay, I'm going to ask one more time, and I need everybody who is listening to answer so I know that y'all are awake, okay? I ain't finna sit here and teach and y'all aren't even listening to me. Y'all aren't even engaging with me. Okay, let me explain it one more time. If there's a marathon with 100 people in the marathon and there are 99 people who run at 5 miles an hour, but there's one person who runs at 10 miles an hour, is that a lot of competition for that one person? You're making me LOL. Girl, you see me struggling. We're here with you. Thank you. Is that a lot of competition for the one person who's going 10 miles an hour? You said guy. Actually, it's a girl. Your hair's pretty. Thank you so much. No. Okay, y'all get it. Y'all get it. Okay, I knew that y'all would understand where I was going with that. Okay? No, it's not a lot of competition for the one because they are excelling way past everyone else. For it to be true competition, there would have to be other runners who can also go 10 miles an hour or can also go 9 or 11 or whatever. There have to be people who are close to them for it to truly be a competition. So it's less about the number of competitors and more about the quality of the competitors. Now, if in that same scenario, there's a marathon and everyone can go 9 or 10 miles an hour, is that high competition? Let me ask you guys one more time. If it's the same scenario with 100 people and every single person can either run 9 or 10 miles an hour, is that high competition? Absolutely. Perfect example, when you're in the 1% in any business or category, there is no competition. Exactly. You get it. You get it. Exactly. So now there's competition because we're talking about quality. It means that, yes, there's a lot of people, or I should have said if there's only 10 people running, but you guys get it. If there are only 10 people and everyone could go 9 or 10 miles an hour, would the competition be high? The answer is yes, because it's about the quality. Okay, now let's bring it full. Oh, can you ask one more time? Sure, I can do it one more time, Yvonne. And let me do the corrected version. If there is a race or a marathon with only 10 runners, but all 10 of those runners can go 9 or 10 miles an hour, is that high competition? There's only 10 people, so it's not like you're going up against 100. There's only 10 of them, but every single one is a fast runner. Is that high competition or low competition? There's only 10. There's only 10 of them. Yup. Y'all are so smart. I love it. Y'all get it. So absolutely, it's about who you can actually compete with. You must have done well in, girl, the way I did so bad in statistics. That is the class that literally made me change my major. I'm not even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. Went from bio to nutrition real quick. This is like from experience versus from like, book smarts. But thank you for saying that. I'm flattered, but not at all. But yes, so again, let me bring it full circle. So what does this mean in the context of Amazon and competition? It matters less that there are 1 million people selling a product. That doesn't even matter, because if there are 1,000 sellers, but 999 of them are not making any money, those are not your competitors, okay? Your competitor is the one person who's actually making money. And so I want you guys to really think about that as it relates to reviews, because looking at the average amount of reviews, it's going to take an average. It's going to be the midpoint of all of the sellers. So if there are a lot of sellers who are new to selling, just launched, that have 0 reviews, and then there's only a couple of sellers who have already been selling, it's going to average them out, and then the average reviews is going to be low. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. They think I'm inactive. If you guys can just like the live, like keep tapping your screen, because if you don't, TikTok thinks I'm like a robot or something. I don't know. But please, if you could just send likes, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. But what was my point? Oh yeah, competition. You want to find products where the average number of reviews is low. That's the whole point of everything that I'm saying. When the average number of reviews is low, you give yourself a better chance. So you want to put yourself in a position, again, just to use that example again, where you are in a race where you stand a chance. So being new to selling, you're going to be at a disadvantage just because you're new. But at the same time, you don't want to choose a niche where you're going to automatically have a very, very slim chance of success. So you don't want to go into that marathon with 1,000 people where everyone is a fast runner. Like that doesn't give you a good chance of success. Rather, you want to go into a niche where maybe there's a couple that run really fast, but then there's a couple that run really slow when you're somewhere in the middle, right? You've got half of the people who are super fast, half of the people are super slow, and you're at the midpoint. That is a good opportunity for you. You stand a chance. You're going to be able to kind of be somewhere in the middle versus coming in dead last because you wanted to pick a competitive niche and now you're the slowest, meaning you're not making any money and everybody else is, okay? All right, I'm done with that analogy. I think you guys understand what I'm saying. We are in the top 5% of homes on Airbnb. How do I do it? I studied my competitors hard. We're in the top 5% of homes on Airbnb. How did I do it? Oh, okay. I thought you were asking me a question. I'm like, girl, you don't need my help. I studied my competitors hard. There you go. You get it. That's, I think, honestly, a standard across every business. Know your competition. Know who you're going up against. One thing about me, if I'm going to launch a new product, I am buying all of my competitors' items. I'm stalking them. I'm like, what are they doing right? What do people like about their offer? How can I make sure that mine is better? What are they doing that is good that I can replicate? And what are they lacking that I can improve on? I love that you said Airbnb because it's, again, such a reminder that business is business, right? Amazon is a unique platform, being that it's so accessible to so many people and it's so convenient and so many people trust it. I think it just gives you a lot of opportunity in terms of customers to reach. But at the end of the day, e-commerce is still just business. So at the point where you're at the beginning stages, you want to make sure that you're covering all of your bases and making sure that you know who you're dealing with, what they have to offer, and just being knowledgeable about who does well in your niche and why, what does well in your niche and why. And let me just say this before I move on to my next point or maybe answer more questions, is that you always want to make sure that you are at least doing what your competitors are doing. You cannot come in as a new seller and not be doing at least the same as what they're doing at a bare minimum, but you need to be doing better. But I have on occasion seen some people launch a product and it's literally not even as good as the ones that already exist, and they have reviews and they have existing momentum and they have sales velocity already. So how do you think you're going to be able to compete with them if you don't have something that is equal to or better? And or better really is what you should be aiming for. Let's see. What about a seller who sells high amount of products, but their ratings are, let's say, 50? Can I compete? Who sells a high amount of products, but their ratings are 50? What is the average number of reviews? That's what I would look at. You can't just look at one seller and make a decision based off of that. It has to be the average. If you guys get Helium 10, again, that's linked in my bio. You can try it out for free. But if you use that, it will tell you what the average number of reviews is. And the number that I personally always look at as the threshold is 200 reviews. Anything more than that is going to start to become more and more competitive. So that's the reason I'm telling you to look at the average, because you're saying that that one competitor has 50. What is the distribution? They might have 50, but there might be another seller with 1,000, or maybe if they're the ones with the highest and the average amount of reviews is 50, that's amazing. That's extremely low competition. And actually that's very hard to find, an average number of reviews that low. And it don't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon. Exactly. I was thinking of selling plastic coffee cups. What do you think, since people might order regularly? You'd have to use helium-10 to look up the numbers with that one. I'm not sure. Well, actually, I can tell you how it does. This might be a good time to just real quick look up a product on helium-10, shall we? I'll look that up for you real quick. Plastic coffee cups. And normally I don't do this. I just be like, you got to go look it up yourself. But I'm feeling generous. Let's look it up. Oh no, I think my laptop is dead. How? I feel like this thing never stays charged. I might need like a new charger for my laptop. Dang, we might not be able to look it up because it's not charged. Hold on. Let me try to plug it up. It's always slipping out. Because I'm a singer. Yeah, I definitely need a new charger. Okay. I just need a second for it to charge up, and then we will look. Okay, any other questions I can answer for you guys as we wait for my computer to charge and look up a product? What else can I say? So we are in August, September, October, November, December. So we're a month away from Damn, are we a month away from Q4? September. I guess technically 2 months. Q4, for you guys who don't know, it's Q4, and it's the last 3 months of the year. So October, November, and December. And this is the busiest time of the year for most businesses, but especially Amazon. If you are an Amazon seller, then you already know Q4 is where all the real money is made. Like, you could have, a modest Amazon business. Let's say you're doing like 10K a month. There are some people who make such excessive amounts of money during the holiday season, it would shock you. Like, you would throw up if you saw. But the reason I'm saying that is, if you are going to be selling on Amazon, a lot of times, because you're going to be exposed to so many more customers during the holiday season, since everyone's shopping for gifts for all the holidays and all of that, you may or may not need to order more inventory so you can keep up with the demand from the holidays. I have had so many holiday seasons where I have run out of inventory and have been sick to my stomach, because you get to a point where your sales are pretty predictable and you kind of know how much. Black Friday last year, my numbers was in the 5 figures for one day. Yes, girl. My first 5-figure day was Amazon Prime Day. I think that was in 2020. My second year selling, and I had a 10K day. Girl, I was just beside myself. I'm like, I used to have to work 3 months to make 10K, and look at me now, like, shook. But yeah, I feel you. It's amazing to see just how much money you can make, honestly. But what was I about to say? I lost my train of thought. Q4, you can make a lot of money. I feel like there was somewhere I was going. Oh, having to order more inventory for Q4, because I've had my times where I've run out of inventory, and just sitting there knowing like how much product you move through on a given day, and to be completely out of inventory it's devastating. I ain't even gonna lie to you. If somebody tells me that they ran out of stock during the holiday season, of course I try to like be positive about it, but I get it. It sucks. It sucks. Because you're literally just losing out on money, you know, and you want to be as prepared as you can be for the holiday season for sure. So if you end up launching a product in the next month or two, just keep in mind that, you know, you're probably going to need more inventory than you're used to selling for the holiday season. I can't tell you exactly how much more you're going to need because it's different for everyone, but in the last few years, I have ordered like significantly more inventory, especially for November and December. I'd say like October, you might see a bit of an influx because it's like, you know, gearing up, but you know, people of course want to wait to get the best deal. So they might hold out a little bit for Black Friday. And then I'll say like, yeah, Black Friday all the way up and through the end of the year, because obviously Christmas is close to the end of the month. People are just going crazy. Like it's insane. Okay. My computer is on and awake, so I'm going to go to Amazon and I'm going to search up plastic coffee cups. What about drop shipping? You're not allowed to drop ship on Amazon's platform, technically. It's against their terms of service. But that's not what I do. I do private label. I'm really curious to know some of the winning products. Wouldn't you like to know? You didn't tell us stuff that we can sell as a beginner. I have YouTube videos that talk about beginner products. So if we're starting within the next few months, do you suggest we order double? No, I suggest you order the regular amount because you don't know how your product is going to do, period. I'm talking about the people who are already selling and have an idea, because then you can do like a multiple of what you're already selling. But if you've never launched a product, then you don't know what the baseline is, so you can't do a multiple, if that makes sense. So no, I don't suggest that you do double. It's just that you probably are going to need more for the holiday season if you have a good product. That's the thing too. If you didn't pick a good product and you're ordering double of a bad product, that's not a good situation to be in either. Do you hold inventory? No, Amazon holds all of my inventory for me. Plastic coffee cups. I already have Helium-10 and the Google Chrome extensions already downloaded onto my browser. So everything that I'm seeing is via Helium-10. And I'm looking at plastic coffee cups. I'm going to pull up the numbers right now. As soon as it loads up, I'll tell you guys how much these are making. Shall we play our guessing game, or do you guys just want me to tell you? I'll give away a copy of the ebook per usual if somebody can get it. Or do you guys want, like, I really don't care if you guys don't want to do that. Like, we ain't got to if you don't want to. But do you guys want to do it? Guess for a copy of the ebook? Simone said, girl, just tell us. We don't got time to be guessing. Simone is, all right. I'm not offended at all, but I'm going to do what the majority wants to do. So do you guys want to guess, or do you want to just have me tell you? I don't care either way. I'm on the East Coast. Simone said, I got to go to bed. Okay, we'll try to make it fast, Simone, okay? Just stick around and I'll tell you. Okay, go ahead and guess what the #1 seller of plastic coffee cups is making on Amazon. Whoever guesses it correctly will get a copy of my ebook for $3.99. So go ahead and put your guesses in. Go ahead and put your guesses in. No one has guessed it yet. This is per month, you guys, per month. Nobody has gotten it. Go ahead, let me know what you think. No one has gotten it just yet. I give you guys 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Nobody guessed it, but someone came close. Oh, you know what? Maybe someone else came closer. Hold on. Because I had the person in my mind, but I think someone was closer. Hold on. Please hold. Okay. Nope, I think I'm right with the person who I thought. Hold on. Okay, the winner is RGV Class Frenchies. If you can send me a DM on Instagram, I will send you a link so that you can get the ebook for free. The answer is $298,000 per month selling these plastic coffee cups. This is a private label brand called Vitever. Never heard of it. But yeah, they're making $298,000 in revenue per month. I think you guessed 280K and you were the closest. So send me a DM, I'll get you that ebook. But yeah, child, imagine selling plastic coffee cups and being a multi-millionaire from selling cups on Amazon, child. I'm shook. If this doesn't make you want to sell on Amazon, I don't know what will. Oh, you know when someone sends you a really cute message and you don't see it forever later? Oh, dang. Sorry, you guys. 1 second. Earner. Okay. Whew. Wow, I was way off. Better late than never. Teresa, we can't be friends. I feel like you would just gas me up. I would be like, yeah, I think I'm going to cut him off. I don't like the way he breathes. Teresa would be like, yeah, girl, he got to go. I love it. Just like me and my bestie. Let's see. Can you talk about the mistakes you made in the beginning when you started or the wish I knew that? Yes, I do have a couple videos on YouTube where I talk about a lot of the mistakes that I made, but I can definitely give you a couple in this live. Just give me 1 second. Let me try to catch up on these questions and then I'll start talking. Because you know, once I start talking, it's real hard to get me to stop. I couldn't be an Amazon influencer. Girl, me neither. That's why I'm an Amazon seller instead. What do you think about Temu and how it can compete with Amazon sales? I don't think Temu is even in the same league as Amazon, not even a little bit. I wouldn't worry about Temu. Me as an Amazon seller, I've seen literally only increases in my sales. Temu's not a okay, let me make my point right now. I need everybody to lock in. Okay, if you had to buy something, let's call it, I don't know. Let's call it I don't know what Temu sells. I've never shopped on there. No shade. I don't know. But let me just keep it simple. Are you more likely to buy a product from Amazon or Temu? Are you more likely to buy a product from Amazon or Temu? There's no wrong answer. I just want honest answers. Are you more likely to buy from Amazon or Temu? Amazon, both. Amazon. They sell everything. Really? It's like Michael Kors versus Hermes. Michael Kors versus Hermes. Amazon. Temu was getting people hacked. That part. Amazon. Temu has such good deals. I don't doubt that Temu has probably decent stuff and probably good deals. I can't bring myself to shop on Temu. I swear, guys, I'm not trying to be shady. This is coming from someone whose mom would literally drive like an extra 20 minutes to save 10 cents on a loaf of bread. Like, trust me, I grew up very much penny pinching, very much always having to get like the off brand or secondhand. So this isn't even me being like, oh, I don't like Tina. It's not like that. I think as customers, we all value different things. And for some people, the price point is always going to be the most important factor. So for some of those people, maybe Temu is better. Like, you're just going to get better deals. You're just going to get more seemingly bang for your buck. I say seemingly because it might be cheaper, but then we talk about quality. So, it can be iffy, but either way, there are always going to be people who value that, or some people will value convenience. Some people will value speed. So we talked about this, I think, in the last live where we did Amazon versus TikTok Shop, and it was the same thing. More people said they were more likely to buy from Amazon than TikTok Shop, and obviously here, more likely to buy from Amazon than Temu for a number of reasons. The speed, the quality, the convenience, the trustworthiness, because everyone has their credit card information on Amazon, and I don't know about y'all, but I don't lose sleep thinking that Amazon's going to get hacked and someone's going to get my credit card number. Like, that it's going to be secure, and that you're not going to get, hacked on Amazon versus some of these other websites. Like, you don't know who's collecting your information. You don't know what's going to happen. So I think that through the perspective of someone who is on a platform trying to sell to the masses, you really have to think about what the masses use. What platform are they shopping on? There's so many like really insane statistics, like literally half of people who are buying anything on the internet are starting on Amazon. They're going to go to Amazon first. Even if they're looking for something that they explicitly know is sold in a certain store. Let's say that you're looking for a baby shower gift for someone. Even if you know that Bye Bye Baby, which is literally a store dedicated to only baby items, that they're going to have a stroller, or they're going to have a noise machine or whatever that you're looking for. Even with that being the case, people are still more likely to go to Amazon first before they go to Bye Bye Baby to buy something for a baby. That's how much of a chokehold Amazon has on the American people. And all I'm saying is you can take advantage of that. People are going to buy it anyway. People are going to shop on Amazon anyway. It doesn't... Do y'all get it? Do y'all get what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, they're going to buy it. So why not have them buy it from you? Why should they buy it from Amazon directly? Or why should they buy it from these big brands or from some other third-party seller when they could buy it from you? You really got to start thinking like that. Like, there are literally tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people buying this product on Amazon every day. They got to buy it from somebody, so why not me? Why don't I just sell the thing that people are buying anyway and make my little money off of what people are already buying, what's already in demand, what's already being purchased on Amazon? Let me just sell that thing. So these are kind of the things that I had to think about and how my thought process changed from just being a customer to becoming a seller. I'm like, okay, I got to stop thinking about all of these things that I want to buy on Amazon and start thinking about how I can actually make money from selling on there versus just spending all of my money buying stuff. So those are some of the things that I think about. Hold on one second. Okay. Did Sierra say stop begging? What is it? I feel like I saw it, but I didn't pay attention to what was being begged for. I must have missed it. Okay. Any other questions? Let's see how long we've been live. 1 hour and 19 minutes. Ciao. Every time. queen of not being able to keep alive under an hour. If my life depended on it, I don't think I could keep alive under an hour. Any other questions I can answer? What time is it? 10:30. How many of y'all are on the East Coast? Because any of y'all, you are dismissed. You guys need to get your sleep, okay? If it is 1:30 where you are, it's time for y'all to go ahead and log on out because it's late. Do you provide coaching for business funding? No, I don't for business funding. I just teach Amazon FBA. Not it's okay. We learn it. Okay, this is a good reason to stay up past your bedtime, okay? Learning about a new skill, a way to make money, not the worst thing you could be doing. However, I want you guys to get enough sleep. I cannot be the reason that you're tired tomorrow. It's okay. We're gonna definitely have more lives. This is the third time I've been live this week, which is like, normally I'm not live this much, but it's just been so cool being able to come back on here, get back into it, and just like, talk to you guys. And I feel like when we have lives more often, you guys kind of like keep me updated on if you've like found a product or whatever. And that just gets me excited to like know what's going on with you guys starting out. So anyway, love it. Thanks. You're welcome. Absolutely. And you guys, I'm also very active on Instagram. So if you're wanting more like Amazon content, I definitely post on there like super regularly as well. And my Instagram is the same as my TikTok. It's Learn with Abby. Right along with my YouTube channel, Learn with Abby. It's all Learn with Abby. Just so you guys know that you don't have to stay and torture yourself and stay awake, because I've got all of those videos already up on YouTube. I was so surprised to see you for a third time. I've been studying today. Yeah, girl. I think also because I'm going to be gone all next week, I don't think I'll be live at all or often because I'll be traveling. So let me come back and chit chat with my friends. You didn't finish with the plastic cup search. Is it a winning product? No, it's not. The reviews are entirely too high. I can't remember what they were, but I know that they weren't under 200 for sure. Let's see. Nope, average reviews is 2,113. Way too competitive. Way too competitive. The top seller that's doing the almost 300K, they have 2,598 reviews. But there is a seller who only has 95 reviews and they're making $192,000 a month. Let me see when they launched. June 16th. Let's see, June, July, August. Okay, they've been launched for almost 2 months and are averaging $192,000 in a month in revenue. So they're doing pretty dang good with only 95 reviews. That's actually super impressive. The same seller has another offer. It's like, I think, a different amount of cups in the pack with 43 reviews. And that version is doing $93,000 in a month. Sheesh. So they've got one doing 190 and another one doing almost 100K. So between those two listings, they're at like 300K. Sheesh, that is insane. Yeah. Anyway, that's that. Let me see. They lit, right? Safe travels. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Need help? Are you real? Yes, I am. So they didn't care about the review count. I don't know. Well, they launched 2 months ago. I don't know what the review count was 2 months ago. I know it was definitely still over 200. So I suppose not, but either way, hold on. I need to stop closing my laptop because I keep wanting to refer back. Just for context, hold on. And let me tell you why they're the exception and not the rule. In the last month, they've done 10,106 units. You as a beginner, you're going to have like 500 units. So even if you had a product that had the potential to sell this much, you wouldn't have this much inventory anyway because you're a beginner. You're not going to have 10,000 units on hand. So that makes me think that this brand, either they already have experience selling on Amazon, or they started with a gigantic budget to where they just ordered a bunch of inventory. They probably got it for super cheap because they have so many units. To order 10,000 packs, they probably got it for just such a low amount, like probably $2 a pack, if that. And they're selling it, I think, for, was it $18.99? Let me see. They're selling for $18.98. And I think they're probably getting it for under $2. So I can't say that for sure, but. Okay. Hi, I'm new here. How do you see the seller stats? Hey, Jesse. I'm using a software called Helium 10. It's an Amazon software, so I have it linked in my bio if you want to check it out. They're doing very well. Yeah, they are. Can you please do fire blankets? I'm tired. I don't want to look up any more products. I'm sorry. Ugh, but I hate saying no to you guys. It's like when my son asked me for another piece of candy, and I'm just like, no, it's going to be bad for your tummy. And I'm like, okay, fine, because he's just so stinking cute. Okay, I'm going to look it up, and then this will be the last thing. Fire blankets. Me saying you guys are my kids when in reality, we're all probably the same age. Okay, let me pull it up with X-ray. Fire blankets. Good Lord. The search volume is 143,000. Golly. I knew it would be in demand, but search volume is outrageous. Okay. There's definitely one top seller with a huge monopoly in this niche. Oh, this is a disgusting amount of money. Are you all ready? Disgusting. I'm hating. I really am. I'm a hater. I ain't gonna lie. Top seller fire blankets on Amazon. Y'all ready? $1.9 million. I see it. I looked when you looked. You see it, Sierra. $1.9 million a month. A month. Same seller with another listing. I guess it's another variation. Hold on, let me see if it's just a different size. Oh, okay, so that was a 2-pack. The 2-pack sells for $49.99. The 1-pack sells for $29.99. The 1-pack by the same seller, 1.15, 1.2, 1.1, either $1 million a month. So between those two listings, 1.9 and 1.15, so $3 million selling fire blankets a month between those two listings. Yeah. When I told you sickening amounts of money, whew, child. Okay, let's just even take it a step further. He has dominated the whole show. Yeah, definitely. Let's take it a step further though. The next top seller, that's not that brand, $512,000 a month. They're selling for much cheaper. They have a 2-pack for $17. So their 2-pack is 17, the other 2-pack is 50. So I'd be willing to guess that this seller was probably the first to market for sure. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I could go down the list, but those are the top sellers. I see these numbers and go back to work right? Because your perspective is going to change and the goalpost is going to move once you start actually selling and making money. You're going to think like, oh my God, if I could make $1,000 a month, if I could make 10K a month, you're going to be like, that would be insane. And it is. It's not to like minimize it and say it's nothing. But what I'm trying to say is once you get there, you're going to be like, damn, if I could do 10K, I could for sure do 20. And you hit 20 and you're like, dang, if I could do 20, I could for sure hit 50. The finish line or the goalpost moves once you hit these milestones. It's just kind of like the same thing where people kind of have this vision that making 6 figures is like that goal. And then you get to 6 figures and you're like, damn, I can do even better than this, you know? I think that that's a healthy attitude to have. That's a growth mindset. You want to always be striving for the best. Not to say that you shouldn't be happy with what you have, but, you know, to always want to do better, I think is great. I feel like that's such an important quality for an entrepreneur, is to always think about how you can get better, do better, even if it's not just about money, but it's more about that like accomplishment. You know what I mean? The top launched in 2021 after COVID. Wonder if he got the idea to sell it because of the pandemic. Yeah, but fire blankets, I don't really see how relevant that would be to COVID, unless there's something that I'm missing. I could see it if it was like wildfires or natural disasters, to just have it on hand. But oh, do you mean because the hospitals and ERs would have been more congested? Is that what you're trying to say? I'm trying to make the connection because I think I'm just literally missing something. Can you tell us your monthly revenue? Just curious. Yeah, I'm anywhere between, like my lowest month for 2024 was 192K. Or was it 192 or 194? Something like that was my lowest month. And my highest month for this year has been just over 200K. So like 200 and some change, 203, 205, something like that. Are my comments filtered? Do you see me? I see that comment. About 200K for her, for me, 375K. Let's go. Oh, you love to see it. I just love it. I just love it. Especially women in this business, because it's so male dominated. Just honestly, e-commerce in general is very male dominated. So to be able to even find other women who also sell on Amazon is so rare. But to be killing it that way is like so impressive. I love to see it. Let's see. What's the product here? I sell in the health and household category. I sell 6 different products. Wowza, you're doing a great job. Thank you. Do you have to be tech savvy? No, not necessarily. You have to be able to learn how to look at the numbers and the data, but tech savvy, I would say no, because I've taught grandparents how to sell on Amazon. And not to say like just because you're older, you're not tech savvy, but I was trying to say if somebody's grandma could do it, you could do it too. She said, don't make me ask you for a G-Wagon. Y'all are so extra. Oh my goodness. You guys are funny. Okay, anything else I can say? But I hate to go to the dealership for cars because I be looking like I'm homeless and they think I'm broke. That's actually the funniest thing, is for people to like judge you based off of how you look one random day because you just didn't feel like it, but not knowing how big the bag is, okay? It's funny. It's funny to me, but I take pride in like getting dressed to do anything. Like I could be going to the grocery store, I'm probably going to be dressed. But you're right. Like sometimes I'll just run into like buy something from like a designer store or whatever, and I'm not like, fully dressed up or whatever. And to see how they kind of act. I feel like whenever I go to the dealership, because I drive a Porsche, but when I go there, I'm normally pretty dressed up, but some of the times where I've been less dressed, I feel like I've been treated the same there. So it's been a pretty good experience at that dealership. But when I was shopping for cars, and I would go to some of the other dealerships, like I remember going to, Mercedes and Range Rover and all those other ones. If I wasn't dressed up, there were times where I felt like I wasn't getting, much attention, or maybe they were just like, okay, she's window shopping, like she's not actually going to buy something. In reality, boo, I could buy up any car in this bitch, multiple. But yeah, anyway, that is funny. Okay, let's see. How much is your training, Abby? I've got a free one linked in my bio, so I would definitely start there. I also have a step-by-step program with tutorials, video tutorials, along with mentorship that goes with the program. But I would just say start with the free training, see how you feel about it. And then from there, you can go to the link in my bio for everything else. Wow, I came into your live to learn. I'm so sorry I'm asking the wrong questions. You're fine, don't worry. I've never been made feel this way. Wow, so sorry. What are you apologizing for? I'm so confused. Maybe I'm missing some of your comments. I don't know if maybe TikTok is filtering them if you're using a certain word or something, but you're fine. I don't know what you're apologizing for. Okay. Anything else, you guys, before we go ahead and wrap this on up? I feel like I've said that multiple times. We're an hour and a half in, I think. I feel like this is the sweet spot. Once I get to 2 hours, I feel like I'm just like rambling and saying a whole bunch of nothing because my brain turns to mush at a certain point in the night. But yeah, okay. Well, I think that'll be it, you guys. It's 10:40 over here. I'm gonna... Oh, my son, I thought he was getting out of bed. He's just rolling around. What is your link? It's in my bio. So if you go over to my bio and just click on that link, it should start with, is it Stand Store? Yeah, it should start with Stand Store, and you'll be able to see all of the resources that I have, including the free ones. How much money does one need to get started? I have a YouTube video on my channel, Learn with Abby, that breaks down how much money you need. But really it comes down to the product that you choose to sell. So you would multiply the cost of that product by 500 because you want to start with about 500 units for private label. So if it's a $2 product, multiply it by 500. That's how much you would need for your inventory. And you definitely want to have some money set aside for ad spend, just so you can get some eyes on your product, momentum, and get the ball rolling with selling your product. Anything else, you guys? Thank you. You're welcome. I've been watching your YouTube videos, learning a lot. That's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. Thanks. You're very welcome. Okay, you guys. Well, have an amazing rest of your week. I'm trying to think of when the next time I would be live. Potentially tomorrow. I'm not sure. Friday. Yeah, maybe Friday. Either tomorrow or Friday, not Saturday, and probably not Sunday because I'll be preparing for my trip on Monday. But I'll definitely be live at least one more time before I leave. So hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next live. And once again, all my resources are linked in my bio. I've got a ton of free videos over on YouTube to help you guys if you're wanting more details on how to sell on Amazon. And yeah, hold on, little influx of messages. Thanks for the positive energy and encouragement. I was thinking of taking a break from Amazon. You're welcome. And no, keep your foot on the pedal, girl. Keep going. Keep going. It'll all make sense and it'll all pay off. Safe flight. Thank you so much, Candy Kiss. Appreciate you. No, good night. I'm on the East Coast. Gotta call vendors. Ooh, see the unglamorous side of it, but I would not trade it for anything else. There's no other business I would want to have, honestly. You as well. This has been great. Thank you. Many thanks for sharing. Of course, where are you going? I will be in Portugal. Thanks, love your spirit. Of course. Thank you for that compliment. That's a really nice thing to say. Thanks for everything. You're welcome, Kiki. Good night, Abby. And chat, happy early birthday and safe travels. Thank you. That's so sweet. Appreciate you, Teresa. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your week. Hopefully I'll see you guys before I take off next week. But if I don't, and you have any questions that come up, feel free to DM me on Instagram. I'll be posting over there all about the trip and everything. So feel free to connect with me over there. But that's it. Have a great night and an amazing day tomorrow. And I'll see you guys in the next live. Bye, everyone. Good luck, Sierra, with the vendors. You got this.